let's see. Where do we want to start? So we have a command called the give_gil command. Oh, let me intro to our project before I jump in too far. So the project that we are working on is called Interactive7, and let me restart it real fast here. So Interactive7 is a program that is a WPF app running in .NET Core 3.1 using C# as the primary language for the code, and the I guess user interface is XAML, obviously, being a .NET Core program. Did that break it? Did I never wire up the Twitch API to be automatic? Did I seriously break it, like, shortly before the stream? Yes, I did. Twitch API can't come in that way, I guess? Do I not use... Where do I register the Twitch API if it's not in here? Wow, that's the only spot I use it? Oh, maybe I don't use it by... Hang on. Is it because I use the interface? Did I not use the interface where I used it elsewhere? No. That's seriously the only place I'm using the Twitch API in this entire thing? That's hilarious. Well, that's funny. I'm kind of shocked by that. I guess that was the only place I used it. Okay, well, that's fine. iTwitch API. So, right before the stream, I fixed a bug that someone had been asking me to fix. So, I was like, yeah, I'll just go ahead and knock that out really fast. And, I was like, yeah, I'll just toss this in here because all I have to do is call this one command and everything will work fine. And of course, then it's like, oh, that's the first time I've used that in this app, and so I didn't even have it registered in the dependency registrar and it broke. Okay, so Interactive7. We're going to go ahead and run it. It'll connect into the stream, and chat now has the ability to control this game. So, for example, chat can just change the menu color as they like. And it just goes ahead and changes to whatever chat sends in there. This is random. Here's the default. We have named color palettes, and you can also do full sets of 4 different colors, either names or using the hex values to change the colors as well. Let's go to something a little more standard there, and we'll disconnect this for now. Actually, let's do this before we continue on. So we're gonna say, give Matt 100 gil. Gramora, hey, welcome, greetings. Thank you for that follow. Glad you jumped over to the stream. I figured you'd still be watching the other stream. Okay, so we deposited 100 coins into Matt's account from my account. Yeah, that's not what I meant to do. Can send bonus bits? User is the broadcaster, yeah. What? I'm the broadcaster. Yes, I'm glad you corrected that also. And yes, we are working on i7. So welcome. It's good stuff today. We're gonna build a command that we've been missing for a while that should be very, very useful to have in there. Wow, did I go semi-transparent here? I do go semi-transparent on that line. That's weird. I guess I can suddenly wear an orange shirt if I want. Okay, well, either way, let's go ahead and make the reverse of this. So this is a command that is supposed to give gil to one of our viewers in the chat. So essentially, you call this command, you say, "Hey, I want to give this, this many coins to this person." Oh no, deposited in that. The other one was that one. Oh, right. Give gil. That's what it is. That's what happened. I understand. Here you go, Matt. Did that work? Oh, I stopped the bot. Of course it doesn't work. Yes, exactly. We'll just have it all deposit into yours. What was I thinking? That'll go very well. All right, so let's duplicate this. We're going to do the opposite. So we need a command that does the reverse of this. So instead of give gil, this is going to be the remove gil command. This one should not need the API, because I don't think that we can take gil from someone that does not already have an account, as far as we're concerned. All right, let's move this to its own file. So I'm going to go ahead and let ReSharper move it to its own file. Since we have all the code, we stole it from that one, so we're going to go ahead and do this. And so what do we have in here? Let's talk about how this is going to work. So our commands, I really should look into whatever this error is, but I'm not going to. Okay, so the way that our commands work is they are automatically wired up using our dependency registration, our IOC container, and it is going to create this object for us when the bot receives a command through chat. And what happens is it checks first to see whether or not the command is enabled or disabled, and we don't currently let the streamer turn off the add and remove commands. Those are always allowed. However, we'll probably, so the remove command needs to get restricted so that it is, mods and the streamer only. And actually, we may need configuration specifically on the mod aspect of it in order to make it work right. Matt, thank you very much for the 11 biddies. We are going to probably, well, maybe. Yes, that's right. You are now the bit leader. Congratulations. So when these get wired up, it automatically sends in what I call the gil bank, which is a class that I just use for managing all the accounts of the various users. So in this case, the gil bank is what keeps track of your account, and you make transactions against the gil bank by either doing a withdrawal or a deposit from the account. And that's how the bank essentially works. I put it in there because I was kind of like, we need something that hides away from the rest of our code really where the bank is storing this information, because the rest of our code doesn't really care. So that should hopefully achieve that result. And the Twitch chat client, we need in any command that is going to post any chat messages. So this is what lets us respond and say something like, "Yay, success," or "Oh, that was an invalid command," something or other. Okay, so we need to change this. This is not the give command. That is the remove gil command words. When we execute it, we need to check if it's an admin. What's another admin command so I can just steal the check for that? I have not, this one. There we go. We will adjust this later to decide whether or not, to make it configurable, whether or not the mod is included in this. To do, configure and run this command. A streamer might not want to let all of their mods have access to some commands, and so for that reason, we let the streamer decide whether or not they want to do this. No, I don't think that's a great command, Sean. I think that one would be wasted on this chat. Okay, so we need to parse the arguments. Recipient is not the right word for that anymore because we're going to remove it. So target. We'll call you the target. Target. Okay. So we need to parse the arguments. Invoke as an extension method. Yeah, why was it ever not an extension method? Yes, exactly. Grimora, I'm glad you know where that at some point DMJ is going to target you with this. Let's see. So recipient is going to rename to target. Gargoyle Enigma, welcome. Thank you for that follow. Welcome to the stream. Okay, so we're going to say, so we have this method that's going to parse out the arguments, and we're going to say, try to find the argument that is an amount. So, like, try to find the one that's a number, and grab the first number that they specified in their arguments, and then grab whatever the first argument is that is not the number. That way, if they type in, for example, give Gil Fred 100 and give Gil 100 Fred, we don't care the order. And if they said give Gil Fred and I don't know, it doesn't matter, but remove Gil would work the same way. So we want to write it so that if they happen to flip the arguments, we don't care, and we'll give them whichever one's the number. I'm not confident on whether or not Twitch allows you to have a name that is literally just a number, and if they do, then we've got a problem. But I don't know. Anyone know if you're allowed to have like what the rules are for Twitch names? I don't actually know on that one whether you can get away with just having a number. Yeah, exactly. It could be. It could totally be that number. And I'm not going to sing that song. You're not going to get me to do it. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. Okay, so then I remove it from the set and I grab just whatever that first one is, and then I say if the recipient is valid, which in this case, since we're only doing one validity check on this, we're just going to do this. We're going to say... actually, we could do this here. So check and see if there is an account for the name. So the first one that comes back, the first thing they said that comes back that has an account, we will remove from. So first one that has an account will be in the target. If it still is not there, we'll call it invalid. That'll work. Yeah, that ought to work. Major Gamer Geek. So, Major Gamer Geek, I know there's a way to do that, and I'm planning on doing that with this bot. I have not done it yet, but I know that there are... So I know a few ways that it can be done. Because some people started doing it right away. Now, what I don't know is how well you can adjust the way that those work so that, like, essentially, so that Twitch could, so that there's some way of tying it together instead of just watching for some kind of special value or text in the channel points. And yeah, we are going to absolutely do that on this stream at some point. But I was not planning on doing it today. I guess we could look at channel points. They had said they were going to make the API available, I think, as part of the pub sub, and I don't know if it's officially out yet. So, okay. Oh, can send bonus bits. That's just the people... Is mod and mods can send us. Yeah. We'll do that. Yeah, I forgot I had that in there. Can send bonus bits. Command data user. So basically, if they can't send bonus bits, return. So only the people that would have been allowed to send bonus bits can remove them, basically. So if you can't send bonus bits, get out of here. Just leave. Alright, so that gets us the target. Invalid request, example usage, default command. Yep, that seems valid. Attempt, let's call it attempt removal. Okay, is bonus equals false? That's not a thing anymore. We've already done this check. This is the old code to take from one person's account to send to another person's account. So since we're not going to do that, since this is just taking away and not taking away to give to someone else, I think we can just do this. Okay, let's rename this. This is no longer recipient, this is target. We said that already. So instead of a withdrawal, instead of a deposit, we need to do a withdrawal. So let me just write this. So we're just going to say Gilbank withdraw, and yes, Pudding, we do weekday streams here. I started back up last week. We did Monday, Tuesday stream last week, and then I think we skipped the Thursday, but then did Saturday. And we had done the previous Saturday, and now we missed yesterday and are on today. So like I told everybody, we're back to our old schedule, which is Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday here on the stream. And but I do warn people that my guess is that I'll probably be doing 3 of those 4 on any given week. And it's tough to say exactly which one. So I recommend, if you want to get notified, click the follow button on the stream, as that is the best way to get notified when we go live. And additionally, a good place to be to make sure you get those messages is to be in our Discord, as I will usually mention in there if I'm not going to do the stream. So whenever I know that the stream's not going to happen, I will send a message in there and let people know that it's not going to happen. But then also the Discord is just a place where you can go to chat with other members of our community, which are, I do pride our like the community in the fact that we are a welcoming and friendly group. So feel free to check that out. So that'll be the target. The number of bits is the amount that we're going to withdraw. Do we require the balance? I think the answer to that is no, we do not require that the balance be there. So I think when someone's removing, if you don't have enough, we will say that. But then still withdraw everything else. So this will let you have your... So someone will be able to drain your bank account completely if they really want to. Okay, so these are both integers. So we'll do that. We have the balance. We have the withdrawn amount. Okay, so that's how much gets pulled out. So if withdrawn does not equal amount, then we'll say insufficient funds, remove, let's say, yeah, insufficient, we'll do this. Insufficient funds, username, only had, with John Gill. Okay, I think that works out well. That'll work. And then this message, I think, is good for everything else. Let's say removed Gil from blank's accounts. Removed that much Gil. Removed that much Gil from target's account. And I guess we'll put insufficient funds at the beginning. So let's do this. So this is message. Message. But message is going to... How about we say status here? So we'll say string status equals success. And if not, then status will equal this. And it'll be insufficient funds. Insufficient funds, removed that much from target's account. Which I guess if I write it this way, then it becomes really obvious that this is a ternary when I do this. In fact, to the point where ReSharper will say, hey, do you want me to just make that a ternary? And I will say, yes. Yes, I do. Chat, I see someone in chat saying something. Oh, it's nobody. It's the bot. I don't care about you, bot. Okay, yeah, that'll work. Insufficient funds or success. And remove that from that. Yeah, okay. I think that'll work. I just need to go do this now. go over here. We're going to duplicate that. And this will be underscore remove guild command words. Hey, Major Gamer Geek. Very, very nice. You grabbed Shock. That is an awesome one. Let's see, Give Gil. Here it is. Remove Gil. Remove. Take Gil. Alright, now I need to check and make sure that I didn't mess this up. So that's find and drop and give player and remove player. Alright. I just need to make sure because there's two things here. There is Gil of the chat users and there is Gil of the player in the game. And that is two separate sets of essentially things that exist. Okay. Stoolpenner, greetings, welcome to the stream. We are just about to test out a new method that we just created that should help out for anyone who is doing the mod work for an i7 stream. I sound strange. I guess I might sound strange. What do I sound like? Hang on a sec. I sound tinny. Well, I hope I don't, but, it's better now? Okay. Good. Okay. Yeah, part of the, I will be doing these streams in a different place sometime soon, so haven't put a lot... Nerdy Tech Guy, welcome. Thank you for the follow. So I have not been putting a lot of effort into making sure that all the audio and lighting and everything is good because I am going to be changing where I do the stream from, so putting in a bunch of effort here just seems silly. And thank you for spinning up the rainbow there. That's what Rainbow's doing right now. You couldn't see it, but that's what Stoolpenner did. It's quite nice. It's just changing all the colors. I am a big fan of the rainbow effect that we did. I think it looks awesome. Okay, so, in theory, Stoolpenner, do you want to check your Gil? And same with anyone else, like Major Gamer Geek or anybody? So I have a bunch of Gil. So remove Stoolpenner. You know, sometimes I'm an idiot. Every once in a while. And by sometimes, I mean often. Derp. On this one, Major Gamer Geek, we are just running it locally, but this bot specifically, we are going to move up into the cloud at some point, because we want to wire it up with a Twitch extension. So this one's going to live a little bit differently, but this one's running locally. I wonder if Stoolpenner figured out what I'm going to do again. Insufficient funds. Removed 450 from Stoolpenner's account. Give Gil 100 to Stoolpenner. And remove Gil 100 Stoolpenner. Success. Okay. No. Check your account, Stoolpenner. You should be back to 450. But thank you for being the test subject on that. There we go. See, nice and back to normal. And you're right. Totally used in chat as a test subject. That sounds way worse than it is, to be honest. Okay. So that gives us a command where we can remove Gil. So we already had one that could add Gil. We now have one that can remove Gil. So if you accidentally give Gil to someone that you didn't mean to, you do have a way of taking said Gil away from them. And the nice thing is you'll notice that, well, here, example. Stoolpenner, do me one more favor. Check your Gil. I just want to confirm that you have 0 and not negative. If you're still there. Assuming you're still there. You may not still be there. There you go. 0. And here, have 50 free Gil for being our test subject on today's stream. See, I can be nice. All right. So that works out well. We now have a pretty easy to use give and remove set of commands. So I know a bunch of people that are going to be happy about that. Major Gamer Geek, you need Gil? What do you need Gil for? Oh, actually, I owe... Here you go, Matt. Have 11 Gil. Matt cheered earlier in the stream when the bot wasn't live, and so if the bot's not live, it doesn't notice that that you cheered some Gil. Okay, so Sky Hoshi, welcome to the stream. Welcome. To have it taken away. Oh, okay. Well, that's legit then. Yep, totally works. Okay, what do we... so let's go ahead and work on our moods again. So there's a feature that we've been adding to Interactive 7 that we started on a previous stream, and I want to continue that. So before we do, I want to send in this set of changes, and here is what I'm going to do that. So I switched us back to the master branch because I want to send this in separately. So I'm going to make a branch, and this is going to be called remove Gil command. I'm going to create this branch, and I'm going to say go ahead and bring my changes along with me. And then we are going to say include these changes. Sure, include that change. Include this change. And include that change, and we're going to push those up. So we're going to publish this branch, and then we are going to say adding a remove Gil command, and that should go ahead and create a commit that we are going to push up to our GitHub account. And over on GitHub, we should now have a PR for this. Adding a remove Gil command, which I'm going to get the casing right for, because that looks nicer. Adding a remove gil command adds a simple remove gil command. Fixes a bug with the dependency registration. So we will create this pull request. And then we will let our automated build go ahead and run on that while we start on other things. So, I mentioned moods. Let's talk about moods. Whoa, that is a nice color there. In Final Fantasy VII, we do a few different things. Some of what we do is just changing the theme, like, just color adjustments, things like that. Some of the stuff we do are the character names. You'll notice that one of the characters is named Penner. That is, of course, named after Stool Penner, who you may have noticed in our chat. We also allow for changing the items and materia that the characters have in their inventory. So that restore materia can now be messed with by chat. So, for example, I could say drop restore, and that restore materia is gone. It has been removed. I could also say materia restore, and it'll put a restore materia there. I could do other things like materia knights, and it'll give me a Knights of the Round materia to equip. Right, so there are commands to be able to manipulate things that go on in the game. So moods so everything we've talked about so far is make a direct change at a point in time to the game. The next thing is called moods, and it works a little bit differently. So what we want to do with the moods is make it so that the game will be in a special state for 10 minutes, and then it will leave that state and go to another state. That state could be back to normal or just getting into something else, depending on what chat does. And that is essentially what we want to build, is that piece. What triggers it to go to one thing or another is chat bidding on it. So chat could say, mood danger 100. And essentially, that is making I am basically putting forward 100 gil of my own to say that I want the next mood to be the danger mood. And danger mood is one where the character is going to, basically the player is going to have a lot of difficulty. We're going to make the game harder to play. And peaceful mood, by the reverse, is going to make the game much easier to play. So those are the types of things that we are going to have, is different moods for different stuff. Some of them are going to be weird, some of them are going to be different. So one of the moods that we want to do is basically going to make it so that they trigger combats all the time and can't go anywhere. So it's that would be something that I think a lot of streamers will turn off, but some will keep it on, I'm sure. So why not? Okay, so did this finish building? Automated build server, you done? You're done. Good. Clicky buttons. So now I am going to jump back to the master branch, bringing my changes with me to master, and I am going to pull, and then I'm going to do one other thing in Git, because I am one of these types of people. So pull this down. And then switch back to our moods branch, bringing my changes with me. So we're over on the moods branch now, and then the fun begins. I'm going to rebase onto the master branch. Because I'm crazy. Crazy. No, I like doing that because then I don't end up with a bunch of... so if I go off to do a handful of other tasks just to send in one-off little changes, I don't come back and have... essentially, like, I don't end up having to just merge a bunch of times. So this branch doesn't just become like merge from master, merge from master, merge from master, merge from master, merge from master. I can now pretend as if I didn't start on this task until after completing the previous one. So it's essentially a lie there in order to not have a bunch of clutter. So, okay, so we're back on our branch, and we should now have, so we should have the remove gil command. It should exist. There it is. Let's go ahead and stop the bot for a minute. And we should be able to build, and everything should be here, and it should be all happy and fine. Better be happy and fine, code. I'm watching you. Alright, we're good. Okay, we'll run this again, so chat can mess with it while we talk about this. Alright, there you go, chat. You got your menu control again. Okay, so mood. So this is the mood bids command. Mood change mood command. There it is. Is fireworks working? Oh yeah, there it goes. Pew 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 pew. I really like our fireworks. That turned out well. Yeah, it's just kind of neat. It's like no, do you need to go any crazier than that? No, not really. Like, why not just have a bunch of stuff that's... So, yep, I think that works out well. Yes, you can in fact change that menu to be green, and I'm guessing Felipe. Welcome, thank you for that follow, much appreciated. Welcome to the stream. If I and this goes for anyone, if I end up butchering your name, let me know, and I will try to say it better the next time. And yes, as Stoolpenner nicely points out there, you can in fact make a lot of changes to that menu. And I should cite, for anyone that is new here, that's not just my little menu down there that's changing. You are changing the game that is currently playing in the background here. It's not just this. This is just an on-screen representation of what that looks like. So you really are changing the screen in the game. Okay, so when someone bids for a specific mood, we need to come in here, we need to record the amount that they did, and... we do that. The enforcer, I believe, is the code that I was going to have watching the current state of mood bidding and making a decision based on that. So let's go ahead and give this a mood bidding object. That'll come in through its constructor, so that means that this is going to be automatically wired up by our IOC container is automatically going to tell us about this. Yeah, so Felipe, the way that one works is like this, and I think that one's turned off right now. Yeah, it's not on. Settings. Let's see. Wealth. Gil. Enable giving and removing from the player. Okay. There we go. So now, find gil 100 gives a whole bunch of gil to the player, so it's kind of hard to see because I'm in here right now. But if you look at this little gil number right here on the right-hand side of the screen, I can say drop gil 100, and you'll see that the gil disappears. So chat basically can spend to increase or decrease the amount of gil that the player has. So that is a nice way of making sure that you just drain them of all the money that they've got. So if you're feeling like like you really don't want the streamer to be able to do anything, you can take all their money away. You can also give them more money. So coins is actually a different command, Felipe. You want to check gil for this one. So coins is for the DevChatter arcade, which is a bot that plays a bunch of games. And gil is for Interactive 7, which is what has control of Final Fantasy 7 here. Okay, so the mood enforcer is going to have a mood bidding object. And I don't know if it, yeah, next mood, current mood. So it's going to track that. It's going to run timer, change mood, start. Does this get called yet? Is this going? Oh my god, I think it is. Excellent. Is this running like right now? Do the work. Is this actually running? Hang on, I need to restart this bot. I want to find out if I don't remember if this code is like currently running or not. I don't remember if I really started it. It might really be going. And if it is, that's interesting. Yup. Looks like it is. It very well might be going. Yeah, there it is. Okay, well that's good. That means I don't have to write that part. I did that already. Yep, and so it steps in here and applies the effect of the current mood. I wonder what the current mood is. Current mood must be null. Current mood is null. Okay. So it does nothing, and then just tries that. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, I'm okay with that. So, what that means is some of this code can actually start to happen. So, check. What calls check? Oh, okay, so checker timer runs, and it says every 2 minutes, check to see if we need to change which mood we're on. Huh. Okay. Do we check when so that is like do the work is like apply the mood. The check is kind of like see if we need to change, see if we should be changing, I think. If I'm not mistaken. So let's stop the program from running here for a second. And we're going to make a... You know what? I'm just gonna copy pasta it because I know it's here. So I can just grab one. There we go. Way faster. So I'm gonna make a padlock on this, and padlock is all I'm calling our little lock right now. Because I feel like there are certain operations that should only happen one at a time. The shortest way to lock something is to just put in lock, and it's not always the most. It's not always the most efficient thing to just immediately lock on an object, and part of the reason why is that sometimes sometimes you can check to see whether or not you're going to need to do any work before you grab the lock, because if you grab the lock, that's going to prevent anyone else from getting it until you're done. So if you can do a check before you grab the lock to see whether you even need it, it's better to not get the lock at all. So, how do we want to do this? Store the time of the next change is supposed to happen, maybe? And say, next mood change. We'll make this be a date time. And when it starts, next mood change equals date time dot UTC now dot add minutes 10 5. We'll say 10 for now. Okay. We'll say it's going to be 10 minutes. Actually, since we're testing this here, let's just make it 2. So it's a little bit faster. Okay, so this will check every 30 seconds. 20 seconds. Every 20 seconds, just to see if it needs to do something. So we'll change in 2 minutes. When we change... No, yes. Alright, so we're gonna say if, next mood change, I really should put time in there, in that name, is less than date time UTC now. So if it's less than now, then we should lock and make the change. If it's not, we don't need the lock, so we shouldn't do that. So we shouldn't even go in here, because we don't need the lock. We're not really making a change. We're just checking to see if one is supposed to happen. Okay, so we're saying now is the time that we're supposed to change. So we're going to go ahead and say, all right, if the current mood mood bids, I need something on mood bidding. That type. So this is an object that is keeping track of information for us. Get top mood ID. There we go. That's the one. I want this to be public. Get the top mood ID. That's what I wanted. I was like, I need something that tells me which one it is, because I can't just know that. So mood bidding dot... So if this value, which we'll store in a variable, if that value does not equal the current mood dot ID, then need to change moods. And regardless, the next mood change equals datetime UTC now dot add minutes to Retro Set Joe. Welcome. I'm glad you're catching the stream. Welcome to the stream. Hopefully you're already following the channel then if you're worried about making sure that you catch Interactive 7 streams. And the development is going well. I am currently adding moods to the stream as this, I think, is going to be an interesting feature. We already wrapped up a command today to remove Gil from viewers. Glad to hear it. Yep. And we are doing weekday streams now. We had only been doing weekend streams for a little while, but my schedule now does let me take a couple of hours during the day to do streams, so hence, yes. Yes, who dares remove Gil from the viewers. The reason to remove Gil from the viewers is that so moderators in channels give Gil out all the time in streams, and sometimes they'll mess up and send it to the wrong person or something like that, and we need to have a way for them to fix that. And so we're giving them the ability to remove Gil from players as well. And welcome. Remove the Gil mods Gil function. Remove the give mods Gil function. Yeah, so the way that Interactive 7 works is, so we built this program specifically so that Final Fantasy 7 streamers had a way of monetizing their streams. So the idea is that chat uses bits on Twitch in order to affect the game. That being said, most streamers also allow you to essentially exchange channel points for Gil also. So there's multiple ways of dealing with this. But yes, the chat, just cheering in the channel, that is automatically given to whomever it is that cheers. But if there are any other ways that mods want to give it out, so some of them also... yeah, so, exactly, Retro Set Joe. The hilarity being that, so we started this a long time ago, and then I was telling somebody about it. I'm like, yeah, this is what we built. They're like, oh, that sounds like crowd control. I'm like, crowd control? I've never heard of crowd control. And I look, and I'm like, oh, crowd control. That's weird. It started around the same time that we started ours. That being said, we took a different approach, and also ours is being built on the side. But yes, so we're doing so ours is a different style. We did not do a chat extension yet, although that was also the original plan. And I was going to try to coordinate with some people to build a chat extension, but haven't managed to sync up. I may end up just building one, because the guy I was planning on working with, who builds a lot of Twitch extensions, and actually he builds Twitch extensions as a contractor for Twitch, did not end up getting the time to, like, we didn't sync up. So we intended to a while ago, but didn't. Slebix, welcome, greetings. Welcome to the stream. Okay, so we need to change the moods if the get time moods. Yeah, so basically if these don't line up, then it is time to change our mood, and we should switch to whatever that one is. Actually, whenever we check, our next mood, don't think we need that. We just need to know what the current mood is, right? Current mood equals... does this not have moods? Oh, this doesn't have the moods. That's funny. Oh, that's hilarious. This one doesn't have it. Okay, that's fine. We'll give it to it. That'll get initialized from the constructor. There. Okay, so we have access to all the available moods now. So current moods is the single or default. That is ID equals top mood ID. So whatever one is currently the top one is the one that we're going to set in there. And that'll be the new current mood. And as soon as we set that, we are going to say, well, before we do that, we're going to save this one because we're going to say previous mood dot remove effect. I guess, yeah, technically that can be null. So if there was a previous mood, remove its effect, and then apply the new one. What do we do if this is null? So we assign the new mood, remove that one, and apply the new one automatically. I guess it doesn't matter if extract method code refactoring provider encountered an error, huh? Sweet. Good job, whatever thing that was that just failed in my tooling. Okay, so on the check we do that. I think for... Yeah, so we don't need to do this. Oh, that was to... Oh, is that what we were doing? That's funny, I did it that way. Okay. Yeah, I guess that would have been fine. Padlock. So we will do the work on that. Okay. We do need to... So the status hub emitter has a strange name, but essentially to let you know what it does, this is what sends out status messages to the screen, so the overlay will display what's going on while the streamer is streaming. So do the work is just going to apply the effect each time inside of a padlock. Dispose will stop the thing. Stop does a dispose on the timers, and it will removes the property change watching on that. What did I do with the mood settings? If it became enabled, I start it, and disabled, I stop it. Got it. So if the streamer starts or enables or disables that property while this is running, we will do that. Does Sing integration okay, so I think you mean, is the Sing integration able to show materia names equipped yet alongside the status boosts? I don't think it so we don't yet show which materia are equipped, but you can see the colors. So we are not showing which ones are in there yet. However, we are going to be adding some stuff that allows you to change the equipped materia. Hey, Copperbeardy, welcome. So directly equipping and directly unequipping materia from the characters is absolutely going to be a thing. Wait, oh no, buffering? Oh, wait, am I buffering for anyone else or just you? I'm not seeing anything on my end that would indicate that that would be happening, so... Okay, thanks, Copperbeardy. Okay. So, status hub change. So, do we want to send out a message saying that it switched things? I think we do. Let's do that. So, check. Next move is going to be 2 minutes away. Let's pull this out as a constant also while I'm thinking about it. Show event. The event text is going to be mood. Actually, what are the names? What did I name them? Did I put mood in the names? Yes, I did. Okay, that's what I wanted to know. I want it to be in here, and really what I should do is it's almost like if current mood is not null, then we should do this. Otherwise, we should be in there still. So, show event, current mood, starting. And then the subtext will be next change in next change in 2 minutes. Maybe next mood. So let's go ahead and extract this variable. Let's extract all 3 instances of the number 2, and this will be minutes between mood changes, which is going to be a constant, and it'll be a private constant in here for now. We may extract that as a setting. We will extract that as a setting for the streamer at some point, but for now it is just a constant. What do you say? Just heard shows colors of materia. Well, funny thing is, who dares? Yeah, right now it just shows the colors of the materia, but we will be adding in the ability for it to have the ability for chat to change what that materia is that is equipped to the character. But one of the things that I really want to do before we get to that point is start building the Twitch extension that I mentioned earlier. Because once we have a Twitch extension, we can give you a UI for it. Because I really don't want to think through what the chat commands are going to look like for changing the equipped materia. Because that sounds awful. So we will figure that out, though. Yes, it sounds very messy. Because, like, by number, I guess you could, but, oh boy, that just sounds like a nightmare. I don't think chat would enjoy trying to equip and unequip. Yeah, so you could do, like, you could do swap, but I was thinking, yeah, I guess they'd have to have both fire and ice in the right spots to do it. It's messy. And then what if they have more than one equipped? What if they have 2 fire materia equipped or something? I don't know. It's weird. I think they need to choose based on which one it is. Okay, so in theory, this should watch for the change and change when it needs to. Start. You know what? Maybe it starts right now. Maybe we say it needs to do the initial mood change and comes in with the initial bidding. Yeah, slot numbers, exactly. Exactly. Yep. Nope, Retro, you are correct. It would be slot numbers, but the trick is that gets messy because chat is not going to want to have to say, like, you know, well, I guess maybe they will. Maybe they'll say, like, equip, you know, fire into Cloud 1 or something like that. And then equip, which I guess actually, no, because it would have to be, like, fire into Cloud Weapon 1. Or something like that, because they'd have to define whether it's the weapon or the armlet. It's just, that's why I said, like, no, we cannot do it that way. It would be crazy to do that. So no, we're absolutely not doing that. Yes, exactly. Do we zero base that? At which point all the programmers are fine, but anyone who's not a programmer is going to be like, why did it start at 0? And we're like, because that's the way that you actually index into the memory location. You can then just multiply by the index. And everybody else is like, what? By the way, if you didn't know, that that is the reason why indexes in arrays in programming languages start at 0, is because then you can just take the index, multiply by the size of the object that's in the array, and it gets you to the memory location of that item. Whereas if you started with 1, then you have to start by subtracting 1 and then multiplying by the size of the memory address in the array. So if you didn't know, now you do. You have a friend who streams as well and wrote a program that allowed us to play his Final Fantasy game from chat. Yeah, so you can, it would not be that hard to just wire it up so that chat has, like, game controls of being able to, like, up, down, you know, like the way that Twitch plays Pokemon worked. The problem is Pokemon is very static game where you are moving around. More stuff moves around in this one, and, like, it's not you're not on a grid either, so, like, navigating the world map and everything, I just don't see that working very well with chat being the one having control of that. So that's why I never did, like, a Twitch plays Final Fantasy VII type concept. So materia smuggle is actually yeah, it's a weird trick. So you do a chain of inputs. That's weird. So that would essentially be letting you make a kind of like a TAS almost. Fire Cloud 1 slot 8. It doesn't have 8 slots. Needs to check to see the weapon slot count. Yeah, exactly. Who dares? We'd end up with something like that, and it gets kind of messy. Okay, so let's go ahead and see if we can make this work. So first off, let's go to the moods. So we're going to jump in here, and we're going to go to each one of these. So we're going to go in normal mood. and we're going to sit in its apply effect. You know what? Where is this? Do I have access to this here? Nope, I don't have access to it here. Bummer! I know what we're going to do. We're going to do this. Localhost. We're going to pull up the events view. That's what we're going to do. We're going to put the events view on the side. It's not going to work because the program's not running, but once this is running, it will be. So I'll see it here in a second. Okay, so here it is. Now it is connected. Interactive 7 is live. Just as a test, what will trigger that? If we say Vincent Vampire. Okay, so the events view is clearly working because that says Vincent's name is now Vampire. So, yay. And he's not in our party, so you can't see that I renamed him, but he is actually renamed, funny enough. But then, I want to see if we can get any of these moods to trigger. So I was going to put a breakpoint here, but this is not the one where I want the breakpoint. I want the breakpoint actually in the danger mood. In here. And I also want it in peaceful mood. Now, peaceful, I don't... So if we put it in there... Asheroth86, welcome. Thank you for that follow. Welcome to the stream. I take it some other stuff is done. Another stream must have wrapped up recently. Yes, Vincent the Vampire, Dr. Todd. What a crazy suggestion. And I agree, goats are pretty. Welcome to the stream. Thanks for that follow. Let's see if we can't trigger some moods. So let's do mood danger. Mood danger 100. Mood danger 100. Because I forgot it has to be more than the other one. Mr. Basu, welcome. Thank you for following the stream. I did not know that you were not following the stream, but welcome. In fact, until you mentioned it, I knew you had also started streaming at some point, because I remember seeing them every once in a while, and you tweeted about it every once in a while. But I did not know you were streaming that often, so that is very nice to hear. I was going to bring this back up so we could watch that. We have a breakpoint sitting there. And my Nightbot has killed you. Because it doesn't like when people post links in here. I think I can permit you to post a link. Somehow. Yeah, there you go. You've been granted permission to post a link for 60 seconds. I was like, I know there's a way to make Nightbot let people toss links. So, yes, there you go. So we need to hit that breakpoint, and I need to figure out how to get it to hit that breakpoint. How often is it checking? Every 20 seconds? All right, so I can leave this here, and it should check again within 20 seconds, unless something's wrong. There we go. Next mood change is at 57:58. Now is 57:08. Okay. So it will be soon. So I'm going to put the breakpoint in there, because that's going to be when it's time to change. And that's when we're going to want that to happen. So let me make sure that's over there. because we're watching for an event to happen in that as well, because that should also trigger. So, and by that I mean up above me. Yeah, breakpoint, Dr. Todd. Breakpoint means a spot when when the code debugger will drop in there, not a spot that is actually broken, as in functioning incorrectly. So if the time when we're supposed to change moods is before the UTC now, then that should happen. Yep, it's a good derp. I probably just phrased it in a weird way. Here we go. We're in. So this is where the change is supposed to happen. What's the top mood ID? 1. Our current mood is normal. So sadly they're the same, so it's not going to post the message up there for me. Unless I were to change the... get top mood ID. Wait. When you became affiliate, you bypassed all this fancy programming and we did crowd control our own way. You played Final Fantasy without looking at it, and people in my Discord guided me through the game. Okay. You had chat just direct you blind. That's a neat way to do it. Yeah, that's only mildly crazy. Only mildly. Mood, danger. No, because we're caught here inside. Arg. Alright, so here's what I'm going to do just to cheat. What's danger? 3? Immediate window. Top mood ID equals 3. Okay. Now those are not equal. So we're going to come in here. We're going to set previous mood is our normal mood. The current mood should now be our danger mood. It is. So we're going to tell it to remove the previous and apply the effect of the new one. So it's going to come in here. We're not actively in a battle, so it is going to just continue on. Okay. I did not get the message, though. I know, right? Yes, if so... it would be a shame if we had to debug that again. Why did that trigger the message when I'm actually kind of surprised we didn't get this event. If current mood is not null, call this. Show event. Isn't that what I call? Yeah, show party status, show new colors, show event. That should be the one that triggered it. Alright, well, let's try this. Mood piece. Now, what we didn't do is, we did not, well, actually, mood bids. What's the current status? Okay, so danger is actually still the winner. Mood piece. Let's go way overboard on that. So the last thing that we need to do is when we change it, we need to reset the current bids so that it's going to default back to normal again if people don't bid again. So we want people to have to bid each time. So they only get, X amount of time that really bad state is happening. So if you want to know what's going on right now, like what this terrible danger mood is actually doing, in theory, it should be making things terrible for the combat. But we're about to find out, because I'm going to try to start a combat. And I still have not seen the event message pop up above my head that... You know what? Let me check for an error. Is there an error? Well, that might be from when it disconnected before. Maybe it didn't reconnect correctly. Yes, biggest. This is, in fact, for... oh, yeah, I know, right? It does craziness, too. You don't like my current set of weapons and everything? Am I caught on a breakpoint? I am caught on a breakpoint, so we're supposed to be applying the effects of peaceful now. What does peaceful do? Gives us barriers. Nice. So we're supposed to have barriers right now. Oh, good. We all have barriers. See? Peaceful mood. We automatically get barriers. Sky Hoshi. The question, I should say the answer to that is, we'll say yes. We'll say yes. Yeah, I know. Imagine having Ultima Weapon while you're at the Shinra building. What, you guys didn't get Ultima Weapon by the time you were at the Shinra building? What's wrong with you? Come on. Pro gamer here. That's how I got Ultima Weapon before that. What are you talking about? And by that I mean, what else could the reason be? It's not like I'm cheating or anything. No, I wouldn't do that. Everything that I have gotten in this game has been entirely legitimate. I have not cheated for any of it. Wait, hang on. Oh, it's not on, is it? No, yeah. I was gonna massively cheat, but totally forgot that that's not on. Hang on. Materia. Well, I don't know what you're talking about. When you're playing this game, you don't have a master command materia and a master summon and a master magic by this point in the game. Jeez, what are you all doing? What are you doing? Yeah, and a Knights of the Round. What you didn't get to this point by Shinra Mansion, man. It's a good thing I'm here to tell you all how to do this stuff, because clearly you're not experts in the game. You're definitely not. I know, yeah. Bunch of noobs in here didn't know that you could get all this stuff before you even entered the Shinra building. Yeah, exactly. You can go get it anytime after you leave Seventh Heaven. You can get those legit in the game here anytime after. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, precisely. Yep, that's right. I'm amazed people didn't know about that. No, it's not exactly a trainer because, and let me explain why. So weapon, cloud, nailbat. Because chat can do that and just say yes. So it is Twitch integrated. All I meant is that chat can just decide you don't need your items, and if you want to go really crazy, well, here, so you can see the current state of things, we'll pull up the status display. So this is our status display. This is Seng that does this, and just watch that for a moment. Oh, wait, maybe I don't have Popper. Oh, no, I do. Okay. So there used to be Gil and good equipment and a lot of money, and now there is nothing. We are back to all the basic equipment, all of your material has been removed, and yeah. Now the really horrifying thing that none of you realize is that the other characters that I have not found yet just lost all of their items. So, if they started with an accessory, nope, not anymore. If they started with an improved armlet, nope, they are back to a bronze bangle. And it is just like, you have just been wrecked by chat. So consequently, most streamers that run that make sure that command is very expensive, because it just wrecks you. Yes, exactly. It's basically the Thanos snap command of like, well, I hope you know what you're doing, because you have nothing. Done at certain points in the game, that's basically just a run ender. Oh, that's funny. This is not updated. It still thinks I have these. Oh, that's funny. Because it doesn't refresh that yet. I need to look into that one. Yeah, I forget what is that. Does that reset it now? There it goes. So you had to go into the material window. So I have a small bug there that lets them still have that one. I need to fix that. We can't have the player be able to do some things that are useful after someone does that command. So we will be fixing that. Okay, so the cool thing is our test worked. So that's good. The test does a like it switched us to the mood that we had bid for, and that is good. What we need to do now is make it reset the bids. So let's go ahead and do that. So if we changed it, when we hit the mood change, Alright, I feel like being nice here. So let's talk about a scenario. Here's the way that the bidding works. If the chat... so by default, the current mood is normal. Normal has a starting bid amount. Let's say the streamer sets that to 100 bits. So we're saying until someone spends $1 for it, we don't change what the current mood is. If someone bids 75 cents for it to be a different mood, but we reach the time when it was supposed to have changed already, do we cut them off and say, sorry, we reset that back to 0, you need to start again? Or do we let that roll over because they have not yet triggered a new mood? And I'm leaning towards the latter of being nice and saying, if someone puts 50 cents towards a mood and it doesn't change, then we roll over. Since chat is bidding against each other, however, if chat does reach the amount, so let's say there's $10 to make it danger and $5 to make it peaceful, I was going to say that we remove that. Now, like, that we reset it back down to 0. But alternately, what we could do is just make that one, like, only the one that wins has its amount disappear and go back down to the bottom and have to get bid up again. So if there are two competing ones, you don't lose just because refund half if a loss. That's not a bad suggestion, actually. It's not a bad suggestion. I like that idea, actually. Refunding half if you didn't get it. I wasn't going to refund it back to the people that bid. I was just going to put it into essentially the mood for the next mood still. So let's do that. Now, alternately, I technically could track who put the money in and actually give it all back. Yeah, I was thinking you put it in towards the next one. So, yeah, exactly. So maybe what you do is you leave half of their bid in and give the other half back to them, maybe, if you didn't win. It's tough to say. Because in theory, the idea is they're supposed to be bidding against another viewer. So, and I guess it depends on how much. Yeah, exactly. It's tough. User experience stuff is not easy. Okay, so let's just remove whatever the top one is. So it's not, then let's say mood bidding. We'll leave the old one there. Yes, exactly. Yes. Yes, that's true. But I think we will force them to continue bidding into the next one, Retro. Instead of refunding them back their, I guess we could just refund them back their money. The thing is, from the streamer perspective, it's like if the two sides bid it up really high, then that's a huge positive for the streamer, because that means a bunch of people put in a lot of money towards that being the state. That being said, it could be that the only reason people bid it that high was because of what was about to happen in the game, so they really wanted the mood to be either good or bad at that moment, but they don't care as much after. So maybe we refund everybody back half their bits or something like that. So they've still put a bunch into this other one, and we'll reset it back. Okay, so let's call reset bids. Let's do it. Passing in whatever the current mood is as the winner, essentially. So we're gonna say, well, I'll just pass in top mood ID. That's what the value is. So we're gonna say reset bids, passing in the top mood ID. And that will do a couple of things. So I was doing this, but let's say set winner to 0, refund half bits to all losers. Maybe I shouldn't call them losers, even in that context. People who did not win. People who did not win. Okay. Yes, the non-winners. You are not a winner. Okay, so mood bids. Do I have like a way of just accessing them by ID in here? I do not. Equals top mood ID. So there will be one here. It will exist. Hang on a second, chat. All right. Oh man, see, that's what I get. I rub my eyes and man, they are red. That was hilarious. Oh. Reset. What is this going to do? Total bits? 0. Bid records. Clear. And I need to do this inside of the lock. Oh, there we go. Fancy Yellow, welcome. Greetings. Can you teleport them to a random place like a randomizer? Sky Hoshi, maybe. That being said, we'd want to make sure that they can only do those kinds of things based on the game moment. Okay, so... you could force a battle ID for warping. Yeah, there are some ways to do various warping things. Oh, that'd be so mean, Sky Hoshi. Someone would kill us over that. Okay, so this takes the top one and resets it back down. Okay, I'm tempted to lock here because I don't... so the thought about this is if we're going to resend everything back, I don't want anybody changing anything in this moment. I could almost call a... no, we don't do control swapping yet, Retro. I was thinking about doing that. I have a... so funny enough, I have a friend, Smartasky, who does a stream, and he lets his chat hack the stream. He's done that for a while now. He switched it over to using channel points for it. Yes, exactly. Yes, that's his name. The funny thing is, because not all of his viewers are like, you know, programmers and things like that. They don't all know exactly what that means. He is a programmer, so he knows what it is. It would only happen on screen transitions, not like instantly the next time they move to the next screen, it's overwritten and takes to a different one. Yeah, exactly, Sky Hoshi. There might be a way to do that. I'm not sure exactly how to trigger. Essentially, that would be like... I forget what it is that triggers, like, where you go when you exit a screen. Loading zones? Yeah, that's the word I was looking for. There are loading zones at the edges of the maps that take you to the next places. Okay, so... mood bids. So we'll call this the winner. That's the winning bid. The winning bid gets reset. Except for the winning bid, I guess we'll just for each this. Non-winner. Okay, so for each non-winner, we want to call bid records. We'll call this refunds. We're going to add the non-winner bid records to the refunds. And then we're going to call reset. I think that makes sense. So then we'll have so that'll give us then all the refunds. Or, instead of doing it this way, we could just grab the non-winners. So, mood bids where mood ID is not the top mood ID. So this would be all the wrong ones. That'll give us all the refunds. And we don't need to reset here. We can just create a new set of them there, and then they will all be defaulted. So then we just say mood bids clear, and then add default records. Now we just need to pay out the refunds. If gil is being used as points and the viewer is using bits to get gil, the streamer gets that money regardless of whether the points are refunded or not, correct? Yes, Retro. The user is going to get these back to use for other i7 stuff. So you are correct. The streamer has gotten the gil the streamer has gotten the bits regardless. So the streamer hasn't lost anything, which is a very good point. Because that just means that the user is going to spend it on something else. So yes, I like the idea of refunding it back to all of the people who did not win. Yeah, that's a good point. Let's do that then. So let's say send refunds. Refunds. That's a very good point. So we'll create a little method that does that. Oh, what do we want to do for it? We want to say, I kind of want to group the refunds by user so that we're not writing to the same person all the time. Because someone may have bid for more than one mood and may have bid more than one time. So let's say user totals equals yes, exactly. No, totally makes sense. Let's see. Refunds group by x dot username. Do we know their ID? We absolutely know their ID, don't we? So user ID is a better metric to use. So we'll group by user ID. Oh, what does this want? It's going to be the record as well as the... It's going to be the record and the T elements? What is that? And their records. I guess I don't care what their records were for, do I? Hey, C Films. I am doing well also. Glad you are doing well. So I want to make an object that is the user ID and the records, records dot sum of the bits. And this will be user ID. And this will be total. Okay, so we now have the user totals. So for each user totals, yeah, that's fine. I think you can do that, right? Yeah, totally can. For each one of those, does this have access to the bank? Nope, this does not have the bank. Gil bank. There we go. Now it does. We will deposit user ID, so that is null and the user ID and the total. All right. Okay, so what's going C Films, you have news, big news, excellent. I can't wait to hear the big news. Divide by 2 or something, so the bid war had some meaning. So the meaning in the war was that so yeah, the thought is that so if we took away half, then the bid would still be high on this one, and people could put it back up again to make this one go higher. So, yeah, Fancy Yellow, what does the callback do in the group buy? So, in the group buy, you can automatically have a select there if you want. So, this is basically, this was the key I grouped by. So, whatever that value was, in this case, it was the user ID. And this is the collection. So, alternately, if I didn't want to do it this way, this is basically the select the result of the group buy. That is an optional one, so if you don't want to have this here, you don't have to. What you can do instead is have the group by and then do a select and do the exact same thing. Sort of. It works a little bit differently if you do the select here. But the idea is that that says what I want the result of the group by to be is this, and then it gives me that object. So that's all it was. Streamer still makes the money regardless of the guild. Yes, that is true. You spend bits on gil, and the gil is then an in-app currency to use. No, is there a cooldown timer on the mood changes, or can it rapidly change? So the idea is that whatever mood was selected will stay in place for some amount of time that will be configured by the user. For now, for our testing, it's just set to 2 minutes. Your big news is you tried out your first stream on Twitch last weekend. Very nice, C Films. I hope that stream went well. Cooldown was 2 minutes or something. Yeah, exactly. Yep. Okay, so send refunds. We'll deposit those in their banks. In order for them to have made a bid, they have to have used a user ID. What is our default bid? Mood bid. With that, what's it do when I do that? An amount. Oh! Oh, I just adjust the total. And the bid records then add to the total when they do that. Okay, yep. That's fine then. Okay, so I don't need to worry about that one being in there, and we'll send out the default so they'll get all their money back. Okay. Congratulations, people. Yeah, C Films, it took, so I had to explain this to a lot of, like, live coding streamers when they just started out. They were like, well, and many of them still struggle to get a lot of viewers. Am I related to that person? I have no idea what you're talking about, Skyhoshi. I don't know what that is. I'm not sure. Anyway, I have to explain to a bunch of them because they were like, you know, blah blah blah. There's no one here. It's like, well, just sort of act like there's someone there and don't worry about it. And like, I had to explain this. It's like my first few streams, I had almost no one there. Like, it took a couple of weeks of streaming before really anybody was showing up more than like 1 or 2 people. And even then, you just keep streaming and people show up, and then I don't know, more and more people started showing up. So it's fine. You like, if I guess if it takes you forever and you never gain a following, then, you know, if you're still having fun with it, whether or not there are chatters to talk with or not, then that's, you know, fine. You can keep streaming if you like. If you don't end up getting an audience, then I mean, you probably, I mean, I guess I don't. It depends on how long you're streaming. It's a tough question. Gotta remember to have some content in chat even without anyone asking. Exactly. Yes, you need to keep talking whether or not there's anybody chatting. So there are also plenty of points in my streams when no one's replying to me because I'm, you know, like just talking about stuff and coding, and you just keep talking. It doesn't matter. You just keep on talking. Okay. Well, I will say I think that's actually a pretty good start to that feature, to be honest. So, I think we will probably wrap about here. I think that's some good progress for the stream. So don't go anywhere just yet, because I do want to probably raid us over somewhere else. Let's our next stream should be on Thursday. We are doing our streams that are on the weekdays now, unlike our, you know, year-long only streaming really on Saturdays. But we're going to be back to our regular schedule, which is Mondays, Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. So do expect to see more of the stream. We've done a couple of Interactive 7 streams, which is what this is today, but we will not just be doing Interactive 7. We also went back and did some of the work on our original chat bot that we programmed 2 years ago when the stream was just starting. A couple of things I do want to make sure I mention. First off, I need to restart that bot. It was caught on a breakpoint, and yes, I do run a dev version of our bots. So I am crazy like that, but hey, you know what's my job if not to run code? So the streams, as I said, they're going to be coming at the regular times. I will try to get some guests lined up, but well, what are you going to do? I just need to get the time. I've made the time for the streams to happen, and I figure that's the more important thing. So first off, if you haven't yet, be sure to join our Discord, as it's a great place to chat with me and the other members of the DevChatter community. Also, you can check out some of our code over on GitHub. Most of the projects we work on are open source and out there as well. So feel free to take a look at those, make suggestions, or send us code either way. I also want to link to our YouTube that has massive archives of literally our hundreds of videos that we've done here on the channel, and then also links out to our Twitter. Okay, so a couple of other things that I need to make sure that I click before we raid on over. I'm going to roll our credits. Thank you everyone for hanging out today. I really appreciated it. I want to make sure that I thank Matt for cheering earlier on in the stream, and I want to make sure I thank Mr. Shoji was here. I don't even think he said hi. But either way, I want to thank Stoolpenner for hanging out to moderate the chat. I want to thank these wonderful people who I probably thanked at the moment when they followed, but thank you for following, wonderful people. And I want to thank all of you for chatting with me today. I thought it was a pretty fun stream, and we managed to get like the V1 of a feature that kind of functions. And so we'll need to add some polish to it so that people can use it, but then we'll be getting this out to our beta testers as well. And for now, let's go ahead and send a raid on over somewhere. Oh, I know exactly where we're gonna raid. I know where we're gonna raid. Hang on. Well, once my phone stops ringing here for a second. There we go. There should be your raid message. No, we're not gonna bother with the raid. I guess we could. I guess you can say stuff. I don't know, just spam emotes. I'm not one of those like, yeah, we gotta all come in saying the same thing and doing this stuff. Nah, it's fine. Anyway, I'm gonna toss you the outro screen. I will see you all next time. Take care, and have happy coding. Enjoy your week. So, bye everyone.